So benchmarks are complete for the base system. Even went ahead and did some crystal disk mark for the speeds of the hard drive as expected. They're not great. 158.1 megabytes per second read, 134.8 write. Of course, that's largely inflated compared to what you see most of the time in the real world, but not terrible for hard drives, but not good compared to what we have now. So we're going to try this little thing here. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at on a lot of this, to tell you the truth. So we do not want to image this. I want to clone this guy here. I want to take the Evo. Yep, we're going to take all this here, here. Oh no. Oh no, it ain't taking it. Hang on. Hang on, undo. It says we have only 454, but maybe it's going to force you to have a little bit more breathing room. Yeah, we do, so I want to uninstall some more shit. Wow, cutting it close on this one, I gotta say. More so than I ever want to. What else can I uninstall? It's going to be easy. All the, like, Toxic, Insurgency, all this shit's so modded. I'll do Shadow Warrior, that's fine. I'll just install it right back. Now let's see what we're at. No Cubase, I don't want that. Alright, it is taking it. I just had to put it in a little bit of a different order for some reason. It's weird. Schedule this clone? No, I want to do it now. Okay, here goes nothing. See how long this takes. 0 out of 0%. Oh hell, this is going to take a long time. Phone started at 5:34. I want to see if we hit 1. I imagine it's not going to be as fast as I want it to be. Because we are talking literally 500 gigs. So it'll probably be about 4 hours, I'd imagine. And it's one of those bastards with no progress bars until it hits something. Let's see. Nope, no pixels yet. Oh, we got something. Oh shit, we got something. There we go. Now we're getting some progress, some operations going. So I guess we'll meet up when this thing is operational. I'm going to try this without backlighting this time because apparently all the footage I've been filming like this has been absolutely terrible as the contrast keeps changing and the focus keeps going in and out. Holy shit, they are killing me already. It is 8:45 in the morning and they are about to make me snap. So the clone was successful after a second try. I don't know why. I didn't do anything different. But the first time, it just did not take. So it took like 4 hours and didn't do shit. It would try to load Windows and then it just wouldn't boot. This is not an uncommon thing for people, apparently. But I just recloned it. I pretty much did the exact same thing, making sure that all the partitions were there, that it had a recovery part. And now it works. So do a little bit of benchmarking here, see what we're getting. I had to delete, I found a couple trash files that I'm not using, so there was like this 16 gig file in Bethesda's launcher, which may or may not be Quake Champions, but I'd already uninstalled Quake Champions, so it shouldn't have been there anyway. I don't understand. So we're getting a much healthier read and write. This is certainly not the fastest I've ever seen on a SSD, but perhaps that'll improve. Plus, we've got this thing pretty loaded. So that's probably has something to do with it. The write I was getting about 360 earlier, so be pretty interesting. Those sequentials are very, very nice. I would like to load up The Witcher, see how our loading times are going to be affected. I don't have a benchmark for that, although I might add it now. But unfortunately, where I've already got my other drive disconnected, it's not really there. But this will give you some idea of how games are going to be loading. So let's boot up The Witcher, see how this works. In fact, let's do it real time and We'll see how long it takes to boot. And, you know, some of this isn't SSD dependent at all. Turn on the volume here. Hopefully this will be significantly faster though. I can tell you one thing, it booted right into Windows. In fact, I think I'm going to reboot to make sure it's working. I've got a call at like an hour from now, so I want to make sure it works. Oh, look at that, our frame rate's still on. Well, that's good, I guess. Okay, well that was fast. Let's change L graphics here. Okay. Did it take? I can never tell when it does. Alright. So let's just continue. In a small town outside of Crow's Nest, I think. These people are absolutely an anomaly. I will never figure it out. Oh boy. Look at that loading bar go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Why did it take me so long to do this? Well, I'll tell you what originally. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is the shit right there. Hell yeah, son. That's awesome. All right, let's fast travel here. I don't know any of these controls. I just guessed that it was M. In fact, let's go to Skellige. This usually takes longer. Ranaveg is the here's the place I want controlled. Oh, that's right. I gotta find a freaking signpost. That's very, very impressive. I gotta say, I was not expecting this fast. The reason I've been holding off on an SSD though is because they're still volatile. I mean, they're not nearly as bad as the first generations, but it's flash memory. It will degrade eventually. I think by the time that I get to that point, it'll be fine though. There'll be some next generation technologies out. Oh my god, look at that loading time, dude! Holy shit, this is amazing. Makes me wish that consoles had SSDs in them too. But to be fair, even when you do put an SSD, I don't know if it's the way they're written or what. It just doesn't help all that much, which is unfortunate. Oh, wow. Look at that. So here's a good audio test. So that's what it sounds like, except all the doors are off, so this is a little unfair. I will try to find a before and after audio measurement, though, comparing the GPU and I currently have to whatever we get. So that works like an absolute champ. I'm very, very happy about that. Make sure I'm still in, I think I'm in 75 hertz. So that's pretty much what I wanted to get done for the short term, which is sweet. So, oh my god, shut up, people. Why do you have to stop? Next thing, I'm just going to pretty much make sure this works for the next couple of days before I format the other drive. Man, I really should have done a freaking hard drive benchmark in game. That would have been interesting. Not a big deal though. Anyhow, I believe that will do it for this segment because I'm out of stuff to do besides put my side panels back on. And I guess we'll get back together once we get some more components to play with.
2,000 years later.
Made it back, and here are the fruits of our labor. Damn, that was a drive. This is what almost a grand looks like in a glorified Walmart bag, which is funny. It's almost like within 50 cents of the identical price that I paid for that amp. Beautiful box of music, bags of silicon and copper. Let's get to some unboxing, because you know how much I love that. Like usual with my trips to Micro Center, I bought some stuff that I didn't initially intend to, because it's just like tradition. It's something you gotta do. And I will be falling back on a piece of my word, but oh well. So number one thing, new mouse that I probably foolishly paid the extra $10 for. But the reason I got the new mouse, not because I really need one, I really like my current G700S, but I'm probably going to take this to work with me. I love it for productivity, but I've lost the damn battery cover, and I just don't use all the buttons anymore. I use it for like MMOs and stuff, but not so much. This one's just a better feeling shooter mouse overall. The reason I got that though was because of this bad boy right here. PowerPlay. As I said earlier, I didn't plan on doing my peripherals at all right now, but they had it, and I figured I'll probably never see this thing again. So basically what this is a wireless charging mouse pad the entire way. So you've got your sensor, everything it's there, so it saves a cable more or less, which is great, and you never have to plug it in. And the battery on this is going bad, so I'm having to plug it in all the time. I'm pretty big fan of this, gotta tell you. Assuming that works like half as good as I want it to, I should be very pleased, although I don't have like hardly any room for that ginormous thing on this desk, but we'll figure it out. RGB RAM, because RGB, it's probably going to stay white, to tell you the truth. I have no real reason to do otherwise. It's 3200 megahertz, which is cool, so that'll be fun. We've got the centerpiece, i7 8700K. Look at it. It looks almost identical, except really clean compared to the current chip I'm using. Bigger die, of course. I don't want to have to delid. I'm not going to, but you know, if they'd used solder, it would have been a non-issue. And I did end up going with the A and checked that the pins and everything look good. So yeah, that's what we're building in. Actually, very shortly. I think I'd like to build, I don't want to build it first before I make food. I'm starving. Oh, one very important thing. Ta-da! I've actually got a one of those dusters ordered from Amazon, but it hasn't come in yet, so I'm just gonna, bite the extra couple of dollars for that, and we're gonna blow out the system on the outside, the IRL as the kids call it, and we'll get to some building. So just dusted off the 980 Ti. It's not terrible. There's a little bit of buildup inside the vapor chamber there, but I just had some stuff sitting on the front and caked on the back. The blower itself isn't too bad. It could stand to have a little bit more blown out, but it's so damn humid out there that it started misting up, and we can't have that. But here's what this looks like. Yeah, gnarly. Like I said, I just kind of neglected it the past year. Look at that. It's terrible. That's something I'd used to like take apart once a quarter and spray it out real good, but like I said, I've been on this mentality of upgrading and never really got to it. So I'm sure the power supply and all that's terrible too. So I think what I'm going to do is disassemble it piece by piece and then spray everything out. There's no real sense in doing it while it's together because there's going to be shit in every nook and cranny pretty much. Terrible angle here, but I think I need to film this because as I was starting to take a couple pieces out, I kind of realized the significance of what I'm doing here. I've had this board for like over 4, yeah, we're right at 4 years that I've been using this. I got it used off of someone, kind of a friend deal, and gave it to me extremely cheap even for the time. The board, the CPU, some RAM that I'm using in the other build, but I put the 16 gig sticks in there, and I've been through a lot with this system, honestly. And I'd had a couple okay PCs, and I had a laptop that could do, decent games. But this was like my first, my rig. I'd played on my parents' stuff, and it had a okay GPU, but nothing to write home about back in the day. And I wasn't big into PC games anyway, so it's all console. I'm going to smack this camera probably 1,000 times. So it's almost a little bit of sentimental value with this, which is kind of funny, considering it's just a freaking computer. But that's the way this kind of stuff happens sometimes. Alright, motherboard, power here. Keeping everything else straight with this, these fans and stuff, that's probably going to be the hardest part. Why is there a USB cable there? It must be power. I don't know. We'll just rip it all out. The cooler coming off, we're probably going to do that right now. I said, I'll be smacking that a lot. And I think that'll just be hand screws, that won't be too hard. So on that note about the motherboard and CPU, I don't want to just sell it to sell it. I would rather give someone a good deal, like I got a good deal on it, And you know, this is hardly top of the line anymore, but if someone can get into their hobby, whatever that may be, that this system would fulfill for cheap, I would absolutely let it go for something very reasonable. So I will give first dibs to you guys as the viewers if you are interested at all in such a proposition. It's old at this point. I think 7, almost 8 years old coming up here. Is definitely old in technology terms, but it's still awesome. And you know, brand new out of the box kind of stuff is going to cost you more. You also have an upgrade path for a lot of that, but still, there's something to be said for this. Come on. Pretty good thermal paste application there, if I do say so myself. I don't like that the entire fans are off that one block, but there's really no better way they could have done it. I think I'll be disconnecting those right quick. It might be just as easy to take the whole damn thing out, honestly. You just remount the cooler with the board back in it. But maybe we can get it out. I don't know. I might have to turn this on its side. I think that's the smarter idea. When I'm having an allergy attack at work tomorrow and I don't understand why, this is why. Future me. Jesus. A lot of dust. Oh God, I always drop these. Try one at a time to keep minimum stress on the board. And I'll move all this wiring and shit out of the way. Come on. This is a magnetic tip. They give me some freaking non-ferrous, probably just to keep it non-conductive as possible. Oh wow, there's a lot of, I filled this one up. I'm used to working with a mini ITX system now. It's been a while since I've built an ATX, so like literally there's almost twice as many screws on this, if not more. That whole squared thing. The one downside to building a system in a case, you know, recycling a lot of stuff, is it's no longer like a project. I mean, this is a project, but it's no longer like, oh, we're building a system from scratch or that kind of thing. It's just like, it's afternoon, Sunday job. It takes away a little bit of the fun. But oh well. Makes life easier. Just not having to install Windows and all my programs from scratch made life a lot easier. Probably take that mount off. Alright, should be loose. You might be able to, yeah, you can see on the camera. This is the reason I'm not replacing the cooler, because it goes straight into the block. You got one fitting there that goes into the radiator, and there's like nowhere for it to leak, which is super great. You know, I might pop the top off and just bite the bullet and take the whole radiator out. I probably should have done that before I got this far, but you know, that's the way we do it. So if it'll sit there on that VRAM cooler, or VRM, I should be able to do just that. Very nice, great success. I should have thought to do this anyway, because damn, there's a lot of dust in here. Ooh, that one's a little looser than I wanted it to be, to tell you the truth. I wish I could have filmed in Micro Center, but you know, that whole thing about getting kicked out, even though it's a public place, it's a private place constitutionally, but you know, I've never been to this one, but it felt pretty much identical to the other ones I've been to. I gotta say, as far as big box stores go, Micro Center's the shit. Of course, it's, you know, DIY stuff, so I like it a lot more than something like Best Buy. But oh my God, there's so much hair I gotta pick up here. That's terrible. I don't know how, like, women don't have, well, some women are fucking nasty, who am I kidding? But like at Micro Center, at least the one I just went to, everyone was super, all the employees were super helpful. There was like one every 3 aisles, it seemed like. There was multiple in each section helping people out. It was not super busy, but the parking lot was pretty much almost full, minus like the one row I parked in. So there was a lot of people, novices. They answered all the questions. I knew half of what the fuck I was talking about, so they didn't, you know, try to pressure me into buying anything else. Just like, oh, You know, what are you using it for? And told them, like, I know what I'm doing. It's okay. And then they were like, turned to friendly mode, like, oh, cool, I did this with my system and all that kind of stuff. So it was a good experience overall. All right, so that's loose. Now I need to hold that tight before, probably should have left one screw in it. So I don't know where all these fans are plugged into precisely. One's coming out of there, probably this. This is probably a master header. Let's see if we can pull that with one hand. I won't put one screw back in it. Probably should have done that first, but you know. Oh, I dropped the washer. Where'd it go? Ah, hell. Great. Maybe I should do the lower one in case I do drop it. It falls on the floor instead. Like I just did. This is always the part I hate the most is the mother... Oh my god, I just threw it in there. Replacing the motherboard and actually wiring the freaking USB headers and everything on the case itself was probably the part I hate the most. I don't know why we've not standardized that yet. That's like so stupid that we still have these individual pins after everything else, but Jesus Christ, just get in there. Nah, I think we're loose. Oh, nope, we got that going somewhere. Something. What the hell? Is that like the case fan? I'm so... Oh, there you are. Like, where the hell did that go? It's back here. Okay. I spoke too soon 10 times, but now we're loose. And also found the washer, so that's good. Pretty dusty. Not terrible, but not great either. So I want to dust that out, go get its original box. That way it has something to sit on, and we'll begin the disassembly. I only bought one can of air, and I probably should have bought more because I knew this was going to be bad, but holy shit, that radiator was pretty caked too. So it probably would have been a good idea to plan for a little worse. But regardless, this is it for this guy right here. Oh, I still have another screw. That's why I was going to say, I know there's supposed to be 9, but maybe this one just didn't have it. It's because I am blind. Probably why it didn't fall out earlier too. Oh, that ain't all the way out. I'll say it's like halfway stuck there because of just being there for so long, probably gunked in. And we got the Mobo shield. There we go. All hail the king. The king is, well, king ain't dead. It's just not going to be used in this system any longer. Alright, going to blow this off, find a cardboard box to set it on. I've got the anti-static motherboard or board cover somewhere, but not on me currently. Take off this I/O shield before I freaking forget. It's a decent I/O shield. And then wipe off this paste. And we'll package it up. Holy shit. I don't know if the lighting is going to do this justice, but yeah, it's pretty bad in there. Took out the hard drive sleds, everything. We've got everything else dusted off except the case itself. And whew! That's with a filter. Imagine if it didn't have one. And I'm going to pop the front face off too and give everything a good cleaning. Filter on that, all of it. Wow, movie magic! So there's like a micro layer of dust on a couple parts that just aren't going to come off. I've tried to wipe off everything I could, but the intake fan is basically perfect. The outtake is good. There's a few little chunks here and there that are just not wanting to come off, but the main parts are good. And there was like a film of dust and shit that came off the intake filter that was just out of this world disgusting. So I actually blew those off. They're drying off right now. It was terrible. There's a lot of chunks that are probably raining from my deck that my neighbors are not going to understand what the hell it is. This is the first time I've lived in a place with carpet this tall and that thick before though. So that explains a lot of it, because the last place I lived had really short blue carpet, and that would show up. You'd see it like, it almost looked like dryer lint or something like that came off of your jeans. But this is a whole other beast, and if I have anything, any authority in the matter, the next place I will be living will have laminate or hardwood wherever this PC will reside, in like a bedroom or something, or office, because of that reason. This is the absolute worst I've ever seen one of my computers. It's pretty awful. It's amazing how disassembling one computer has made my entire apartment look like an episode of Hoarders. I really need a shop for this kind of stuff. But let us begin the unboxings and the disassemblies. This will be fun. Or the assemblies, rather. Oh, that is pretty. I'm happy I went white. The gunmetal type heat sinks and all that stuff they have look really cool too, but I kind of dig this one. Come on. Oh, I guess we'll take the whole box out. That works as well. Very nice. Alright. We have a decent shield. Oh, that's kind of garbage compared to what I had, actually. That's unfortunate. We got... oh, an SLI bridge. That's good. Not that I'm going to use that, at least for the time being. Unless I can find an IE Ti for like 20 bucks, then I'll do that. And more SATA cables that I don't really need. Mounting bracket for the maybe support for GPU. I don't know. I have no idea what that is. We got oh, one of those nice plug and play thing extensions, so you can just take the whole thing out. That I will probably use because I didn't get one on the other motherboard. Some spare standoffs. And we definitely want that, and we definitely want that, right? Come on. Come on! Come off. Oh, it's a little fan thing for the VRM, I guess? Yeah. This says X299. This is a 370. Whatever. Who cares? It's got some fins in it. That's what matters. We'll just set that there. Readjust my camera zoom here because I'm doing this all on the fly. Let's take it out. That's good stuff. I have an aversion to setting it on the anti-static bag since they are anti-static from the inside. So, well, that wasn't very satisfying. How many USB ports we've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we've got a mini. Oh shit, we got a mini. I think I'm going to pretty much max it out like immediately. Might even be losing a port, but we're going to be gaining one because of the mouse, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, kind of bare bones, but we do have the micro, which is super cool. Means I can make a dongle, or use a dongle and go out to more stuff. We've got two. Oh, these are all SATA 6Gs. Very nice. That I'm happy about. What else we've got that's cool? More fan headers, CPU, more fan headers. ATX is really easy to get to. Thank you for that. I'm excited about that. And yeah, looks all right. Not looking to kill any overclocking records, so it'll do the job. And the core of our PC, the i7-8700K. Look at the little sticker. We can put that on our PC. Authorized use of Intel logo. Wow. Thank you, Intel, for letting me give you free advertising on my own PC. You guys are so benevolent overlords. That's it. It's a lot of money per square inch right there, but it does a lot of shit. Take that off. Take a little thing. This is a little different, it seems like. Never mind, I'm a silly goose. It comes out that way. You don't need to use a Torx wrench. Thank God. That would be absolutely painful. So let's locate our little corner thing. Very nice. Get in there. Let's say get in there. Now we're in. And we'll just plop it right down. Wow, that was actually super useful. I can't believe that took them that long to figure that out. I'll be keeping that in hand. Of course, this only works for this this socket, which is unfortunate. Now we get to hear. Oh yeah, that's a satisfying sound right there. AMD boards always make me about piss my pants when I do that step, because they are very notoriously loud. Then we got our lovely RAM here. Why do I keep setting my knife down in inconspicuous locations? Anywho, whoa, those are tall. Holy shit. I kind of underestimated them from the picture, I guess. It doesn't matter. I got a cooler that's compatible, but I did not plan for that to be that tall. Alright, now the question is, do we put them in channel A or channel B? Is that A there? Generally, it's the ones closest to the motherboard you want to do, but let's look in El Manual and see which ones it recommends. A1 and A2 are there, so we'll use B1 and A1, and there, closest to the motherboard, as I suspected. And man, these are some baller ass heat sinks, no doubt about that. Sure, I got the right orientation. Always paranoid as shit. Oh wow, that whole cover is like coming off. It's good quality control right there, Corsair. You'll slap your name on anything because it's got the RGB, bro. Okay, that's in. I'm not gonna lie, that's sexy as fuck, dude. Sexy as fuck.